from the House of Pilates, and today we're going to do an intermediate class. So with the feet, sit bone distance, you've got your pelvis, your shoulders and hips have really got to stay in a line. So starting with your left heel lifted, sitting back, so you're bending the knees, sitting back, hinging from the hips. Prayer position, we're going to breathe in, and then exhale, we're going to push away for 1. You want to feel that both the glutes are switching on. The heel that's lifted, that glute is working extra hard. 7, so we try 3 sets of 8, that's 8. Just warming up to 5, 6. That's 8, that's 2 sets, now 2 sets to go. That's 5, 7, and then 8 to come down and pause. So you can just place the hands down. Now with yourself in that seated position, you're going to step outwards. 1. So now the concentration is on that opposite leg. So the stabilizers are going to protect and keep that hip joint from wobbling around. That's 1 set. That's 2. 5, 6, 7. That's 2 sets. 3, 4, 7, and then 8 to come back, and then come up all the way. So you'll feel that both your glutes have been working there. So now we have your right heel lifted, just slightly lifted. You want to go on the ball of the foot, not right on the toes. So just ball of the foot, hips and shoulders are square. We breathe in as we go down, and we come up. 7. That's 8. 8. Now one more set of 8. Remember, the knees don't like to be in this bending position. For the next one, you're just going to stay up in this position. So we sit back, we place the hands, and we toe tap. Keeping this knee very still. You'll feel how the hip is working there. 7. Just each time with the breathing, connect the tummy. 5. Last 8. 8 to come back, and then stretch it all out. Now we have the legs in a wide position, arms are open. You can have a low V, shifting the weight out to one side, and then we're going to lift and lower. So we have the slight hinge, shoulders are back and down, glide your tailbone down, breathing in, and then lower and lift. 5. 8, and then we're going to shift over to the other side. So slide, side shift, and 8 of these. And then 8 to come back to pause. Now we're going to work with a back lunge. Now the back lunge is really important how you place the foot. So as we step the left leg out, you want to feel in your body that you've got your heels in line with your sit bone. The front leg is important that you don't allow the heel to lift. So you've got the foot grounded, the heel grounded, you've got your arms lifted, you're going to hold it there, and then we're going to circle up for 1. So you're just bending and stretching. The back heel stays lifted. The toes are facing forward. And then 8 to come down and pause it there. Elbows in front and we pulse. Keeping vertical through your spine. Whew. And we go 8 more. And maybe you burn most of your calories through your quads. So pause and hold. And then we're going to place the leg. So we go with the other side. So we're stepping it back. Just find your position. Foot in line with the sit bone. Knee doesn't travel over the front toes. You come down to find your position, vertical. Breathing in. And then breathing out. So just come up to there. And then pause it there. Now we take it up and circle. Remember the toes are facing forwards. 7. And then 8 to come back. Place the hands. Spine is vertical. Soft tail and we pulse. 8 and 1. So you should really feel that inner thigh working as well. That muscle on the side of the knee. And 8, and then coming back. Right, so here we're going to work with the lunge going back, and then coming from a back lunge into a standing leg lift. So we start with your right leg over. So just placing the right leg over. We're going to come down on the knees just to start with. Shoulders are back and down. The front foot is slightly more forward because there is going to be a movement coming forward towards your toes. So we need to watch that there's too much movement over the toes. So we're breathing into hinge and exhale to lift the back leg. Step back and come down. On the last one, you're going to stay lifted, hold it there. Now keep reaching and reaching and reaching around. So keep the leg extended, keep the arms reaching towards your toes. And then stepping back to release that. Right, so coming into changing. So again, the adjustment. So bring that left leg forward. The back toes are tucked under. You're ready. You're going to hinge forward. Bring the weight slightly over the toes. And then lift. Nice and gently. And we go 4. Always just taking your time. You've got the one side that's a little bit more challenging. 7. It's funny how the nervous system just kicks in there with fear, hey? 8, we're coming back, and then reach forward, reaching the arms behind, holding that 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1 to come back. Now we're going to come onto all fours. We're going to face forward, and we're going to start you on your hands and knees. So we've got the knees wide, the arms wide, and just start by wagging your tailbone side to side. Good, then from there, we're just going to bring the knees a little bit together. together, the arms a bit more forward. And what we're doing here is, just trying to find an angle so you can see. What we're doing is we're trying to drop the one hip, stretch the legs out, and then you come back. So you're shifting the weight back, you're stretching the knees out to drop. We're opening up through the psoas muscle. And just opening up through the psoas muscle. So you see from the side, you actually allow the hip to come down. You'll notice how the one side feels. Last one. And then coming back to hold it there. Now we're going into your short plank. Your short plank is with the knees in line with your hips here. You've got your arms in line with your shoulders. You're going to lift the pelvis up. And we're going to step out one at a time. 6, 8. Now stay out with both legs. Get the tailbone down, and then we're going to lift one arm, one leg. Try not to spiral. So it all stays at one level, and then coming back to place the knees down. And really, I'm challenging myself on my wrists, which are very, very weak. So those are my weak spots. So we're going to sit on your sitting bones with the feet forward. Legs are wide, shoulders are backing down, and then going back into rolling back all the way. So going back all the way. Circle the arms around. Bring them back to the ceiling. Bring your chin down to your chest, soften your sternum, and then come forward into a curl. So rolling back, taking the arms over. Ooh. You can always just self-adjust the feet. Keep the curl. And just one more there. And then coming back to pause it there. Now just bring the knees together, feet together. So you're going to be in a seated position. You're going to curl back, shoulders back and down, bring the legs to tabletop, letting go, and then toe tapping. Remember, you're working from the hip. A lot of us do this, just knees from the hip, and then the tummy will start to switch on. And then give it a good stretch through the feet. And then coming up, back into T's again, so rolling back, bring the legs up. Remember, this can also be done down. And then having the arms down and little twists. Now, we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, diagonals. 8, come back, and then give it a release. Now let's just give the front body a stretch, so we come onto the tummies. We have the hands just placed right in front of you, your legs are open, shoulders are back and down. As we're lifting the whole body, float the legs, we reach the arms out, and then we squeeze it back by drawing the shoulder blades down, and then you come down to release. So breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and inhale, exhale, and coming back to release. Now bring the arms down by your side, but your palms are facing down. Shoulders are backing down. Keeping the legs down this time, we're going to lift the arms to the chest, shoulder back, and we're going to pulse those hands into the thigh. Pausing it, taking it out, circling there. Keep the tummy engaged. And then coming back to push away and open up through the lower back. Right, so let's just open up through the pelvis. So we have the left leg stepping out, the toes are facing forwards. So the toes are facing forwards. Then we're going to open up to that side. So you're breathing in, and then exhale, spiral through. So go down and feel that stretch. And then take the leg a little bit further if you can, and then reaching under. Breathing in, breathing out. And inhale. Last one there. And then coming back to change sides. The wider the legs, the better for the stretch. Take the leg quite far out, and then starting with that side. So breathing in and breathing out. Last one. And then coming back to pause it there. Now we're going to work with a lot of leg work, and the spine has to move in this position. So it is a bicycle, but it is a spinal motion. So we have the hands wide, we've got the knees where you feel comfortable. We're going to lift the left leg. You're going to extend it out, sweep it behind you, look around your shoulder, look at your toes, and then bring the pelvis around to bring the leg forward. And again, so exhale to scoop, watching your lower back here. So you're really wanting that leg to lift up and around. And for 8. And then coming back to change sides. So we lift. So there will be a pelvis rotation. We're extending the leg, we sweep it across, and we bring it in. Try to keep that leg at that level. 7. Last one for 8, and then bring it into release. Coming off the wrists. And then turning around, so I'm going to face away from you. So from there, we're then going to have the heels come together, feet together, hands go behind the back of the head, and find a little bit of movement first. So just get some movement. Lower back is flat, breathing in, and then exhale to extend. You can take the leg lower. Last one, and then coming back to release that. Now we have the arms by your side, and then what we're going to do is bring the legs up to tabletop, so it's just easier for me to face away from you so you see the leg work. We're going to work with a spinal, a pelvis roll. So what we mean by that is a pelvis rotation. So you're bringing the leg up, you're rotating your feet, your thighs, your heels to one side, circling down, and the pelvis is moving. So think of your pelvis being a steering wheel. Change direction. And then holding. Now keeping the rotation of the inner thighs, we're going to go into a lobster and then a diamond. So the thighs turn out, the the thighs turn in. If you need support under the lower back, you need support. Now we're going into a knee hip mobilization. So we're going to go up, rotate out. Now we change direction. And then coming back to place the legs and just lift up through the pelvis. So just lifting through the pelvis, holding it, opening up through the front of the hips. Stay a little bit longer. Remember, more softness you give your diaphragm, the less tension you're going to get in your lower back. And then you're going to come down to release it, and then hugging the knees in towards your chest. Now let's go into a little bit of front planking. So you have your legs coming forward. You're going to start with your left leg bent. So your left foot is next to or just above your right ankle. The hand is your own preference. Your fingers can stay forward or they can stay facing back. Now what you want to just focus on is getting the shoulders back and down. So with this leg ready, you're going to breathe in, you're going to breathe out and lift. And then come back down. And then 2, 3, last one for 4, and then we're going to change. And last one for 4, and then coming back to pause. Now with the next one, with the thighs rotated, hands are still out, shoulders are back and out, you don't want to just be hanging. So just feel that you can create a little bit more strength and stability through your shoulders. Now we'll start with your right leg. So you are slightly imprinted, so there is a little bit of softness in the lumbar area because then you're not going to be able to lift your leg. So if you're right up, it's very tough to try and bring your leg up. So soften the pelvis, that's going to soften the lower back. You're going to lift your left leg. It's going to be 1, out, in, out, 3 of these, and then circling around to come back. So you lift, it's open, cross, open, cross, open, cross, and then go around. Let's do that one more time. So it's open, cross, open, cross, open, cross, and then go around. Last time, open, cross, open, cross, round, and then coming down to rest. Now that all gets done with your pelvis lifted. So you adjust the hands, get the shoulders back, shoulder blades together and down, breathing in, lifting the pelvis, gliding the tailbone, and we go. 1, 2, 3, and pause, and 1, 2, 3, and pause, and then come back to release the wrist. So just stretching it out, holding that position. Now we're going to work a bit more on the quad. So we're going to place the one foot. Let's start with your left one. So just placing that foot near your shin. You're placing the other hand in the front of your shin. Here you want to be creating a little tilt in your lower back. You're going to point your front foot, shoulders are relaxed. You're in a softer lower back position. You're going to breathe in. You can even open the legs a little bit wide. And then exhale again to lift. Hold it there. Bring the legs a little bit more in. And then see if you can let go and hold it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and we come down 1 to change. So again, just get the position, soft lower back, breathing in, lifting the leg to where you feel comfortable, letting go, holding that for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Now we're getting back into that hip knee mobilization. So when you work with a curl, you're curling, you're going back as far back on your kidneys, bringing the knees to your forehead, opening it up, sliding the legs away. so having to see what it looks like from here. We bring the knee to forehead, you're in a curl, you're opening up the legs, you're sliding it away, but you're keeping your sternum forward. Rotate back in. Now change direction. And 4, and then coming back into this position. Right, so then from there, we're just going to go into a few side stretches. So here, we're just going to flex the feet, just to engage through the shin. So what we want is this bone, this ankle, has a movement inside the joint. So we want that gliding inside the joint there. So your foot are flexed. Now just take a spiral to one side to breathe in, breathing out, and then over to the other side to breathe in, breathing out, breathing in. One more. And then coming back to pause. Now with this leg, start with the right side. You're going to step it out to as far as you feel comfortable. As long as the knee is facing up, this heel is going to be adjusted. So we want that foot to balance out your sit bones. If it's there, you can still balance, but is there space in the hip? So we're looking for space in the hip. Then we're going to place that right hand underneath the ankle. So your opposite arm, hand. Make sure the shoulder is back, and then take it into a little side stretch. Bring the toes towards you, holding that position. And then coming back, changing, grabbing the ankle, and then reaching over. And release. Now again, bring the knees together, feet together, roll the legs to one side, take the top leg, place it onto the side, and then go into a side stretch here. And then coming back, placing the feet, rolling over to the other side, placing the leg, and then just a side stretch there. And again, so we're building something up, and side stretch. Remember the front foot is flexed, and then changing, and over. Now it becomes a little bit more tough because of the quads. So if you want to go into an easier quad stretch, the best thing would be for you to come on your side and stretch this way. Okay, so we're going to take it into advanced one. So we're going to open up to the one side, and take this foot, the top foot, place it right under or just next to your sit bone. Adjust yourself so that you come up. And then try to push the front knee down and glide your tailbone down into lifting your chest. And then releasing. Bring the leg in, going the other way. Placing the leg, adjust yourself so the foot heel is next to the sit bone. Pushing the front knee down, gliding the tailbone to lift the chest. And then coming back, place the feet together, heels together, grab hold of the arches, get your feet to push away while you're pulling on your feet. So there's a curl happening in your lumbar area. So you've got to push to open, opening through the lower back. So making sure that the sit bones are behind your sitting bones, that's the aim there. And then to activate the upper body, you're just going to pull the feet towards you to lift your chest up just for a moment there. And then coming up, keeping that angle at a vertical. Bring both arms up, get the shoulders down, and then as you come down, you're going to bend your elbows and line with your armpits. Now bring them all the way down and squeeze the shoulder blades together, lifting your diaphragm. And releasing it from the front. Again, so glide, so let the elbows move out. So elbows are gliding away. So the elbows feel like they're getting pulled out, and they continue getting pulled out as you bring the elbows down, lifting your chest. And then you're going to release. Good. We're coming back onto the hands and knees. And we're going to go into your Superman. So we've got the knees in line with your hips and arms in line with your chest. We're going to go a little bit faster with this one, so we want to speed up the cardio. So you're going to breathe in. We're going to extend the one leg and opposite hand. Just keeping that low back very still. Now we stay and we pulse it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We change. And 1, 6, 7, and change. And 5, 6, 7, and change. 5, 6, 7, and change to come back down. Now let's come off the wrist for a moment. So we're going to come to lie down on the back again. So come to lie down, I'll turn around. We're going to have the feet grounded to start with, in line with the sitting bones. We're going to have your right leg coming to tabletop, so it's in line with your hip. Arms are down, the other foot is very close to your sit bone. Keeping neutral throughout your pelvis, you're going to breathe in, and then lift the pelvis to extend, and then release. 7, 8, changing. Remember tabletop. 5, 6, 7, change, and keeping those knees still. 6, 7, changing, and 5, 6, 7, and 8 to come down. Just give the legs a stretch. Good, and then we're going to move on to one side. So just going to come up into a side plank. So we're just going to adjust our mat. Coming down on the side, put your elbow in line with your armpit. You want to try and get that gliding motion in the socket, so we're getting that shoulder to connect in. Then lifting the rib up and rotating your chest forward with your heels in line with your sit bone. Arm is going to reach up, so you're going to breathe in. As you're breathing out, we're going to extend the top leg. And 8 to come down and then rest. From there, what we're going to do is turn into yourself, but the whole body is going to rotate you up or into a plank. So you've got your glutes connecting, you've got your tailbone gliding down, your shoulders connected, and holding that. And then ideally, we'll be moving on to the other side. So I'm just going to turn around so that you just allow yourself to look and see. Get the shoulder in line, get to come out of the shoulder, rotate so that you have space. Bring the arm up and 5, 6, 7, and 8. Coming in and then rotating yourself into a plank. And remember, you can always self-adjust, just rotating in, connecting to the glutes, pulling the belly in, and staying under the shoulders. From here, we come up onto the hands, getting the glutes involved, holding it there for 8, 7, and then release. Sitting back, and then just giving the back a nice space. Coming up, and then coming into standing. So just bringing the legs in a wide open position, and just to slow down, we're just going to do a little side bend. So knees are soft. Love this one. We take it over, breathing in, and we exhale down. 1, 2. So Thursday, look out. We're going to do total bar again.